Have you ever asked God a question and never felt like you got an answer? Not a small question, not a question about money, not a question about a job, a question that came from a place so deep it hurt just to ask it. Why me? Why did I have to go through this? Why did they leave? Why did they betray me? Why did I lose that? Why did this happen to my family? Why does it seem like everybody else gets a different story than me? And if we're honest, most people don't stop serving God because they don't believe. They stop trusting because they don't understand. Because pain has a way of making you feel forgotten. Pain has a way of making you feel targeted. Pain has a way of making you feel like God is blessing everybody except you. But what if the question isn't, why me? What if the question is, what is this making me become? Because some of the strongest people walking this earth right now did not become strong because life was easy. They became strong because life was hard. The patience you have now came from waiting. The wisdom you have now came from mistakes. The discernment you have now came from getting hurt. The compassion you have now came from suffering. The faith you have now came from seasons where nothing made sense. And maybe that's the part we miss. We want the strength. We just don't want the process that creates it. We want the testimony. We just don't want the struggle that produces it. We want purpose. We just don't want preparation. But God has never worked that way. David faced lions before he faced Goliath. Joseph endured betrayal before the palace. Moses spent years in the wilderness before leadership. Jesus carried the cross before resurrection. The pattern has always been the same: preparation first, promotion later, growth first, reward later. And sometimes, the season you're trying to escape is the season building the person you're praying to become. Think about that. The version of you that can handle greater responsibility doesn't exist yet. The version of you that can carry that calling doesn't exist yet. The version of you that can survive the next level is still being built. That's why some prayers take longer than we want, because God is preparing the person before He releases the blessing. Because a blessing without preparation can become destruction. Some of you are asking God for doors while He is trying to build character. Some of you are asking God for opportunities while He is trying to build discipline. Some of you are asking God to change your circumstances while He is trying to change you. And that's harder, because changing circumstances feels good. Changing yourself feels painful. It requires honesty. It requires surrender. It requires letting go of who you've been, but every level costs a version of you. The life God showed you will cost the old you, the stronger you, the wiser you, the healed you, the disciplined you, the obedient you. That version isn't born in comfort. It's born in pressure. It's born in struggle. It's born in seasons where you don't understand what God is doing. And maybe, just maybe, one day you'll look back at the very thing you cried about and realize it was preparing you. The rejection, the delay, the heartbreak, the loneliness, the disappointment, the closed door, the betrayal. Not because those things were good, but because God refused to waste them. Because God has a way of taking what was meant to break you and using it to build you. A way of taking pain and turning it into purpose. A way of taking your wounds and creating wisdom. A way of taking your struggle and creating strength. So before you ask, "Why me?" one more time, ask this instead: what is God building in me right now? Because the answer to that question might change everything. And one day, the pain that made you question God may become the very testimony that helps somebody else trust Him. Not because the pain was the purpose, but because God was preparing you all along.